probably noticed that some of the stuff we do looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit different because it's actually captured with an infrared camera. Now, what is infrared? It's a big question. Essentially, if you take the whole light spectrum, it's huge. The visible light spectrum, or the visible light portion of that, is a little slice out of the middle. If you go to the left, you get into the UV light, which if you've ever been to a club or to Disney World and they stamp your hand, that's UV light. We don't really use that photographically. But the infrared, you've probably seen a little bit of that. If you ever watch cops on TV, and you see the guy from the helicopter at night, it gets into the thermal end. That's a heat signature. Now, we don't go way down the spectrum. We're going to go just to the right of the visible light spectrum. So what you're going to see is things that give a heat signature, like the leaves on the trees, are going to photograph white. That's because they reflect a little bit more of a heat signature. How do we use that, and why would you want that? Well, that's what we're going to answer now. If you take a look over here, this is one of our more notable infrared images. It actually is one that we did a custom blue tone, but you really notice that the leaves have all gone white, and that's one of the signatures that you can find in any infrared image. Why it does that? Only the good Lord knows, really, but it's a wonderful thing. It's not something you want to have all your images taken, certainly, but as you can see, when it's done right, it looks pretty fantastic. It's one of those that is something you can really put on your wall. A lot of people of our BCI originals choose an infrared image. Come back here, you don't have to be a traditional one. You can use a non-traditional aspect ratio. Obviously, it works good in architecture, and sometimes you can even mix the colors up. That's another one of our more famous infrared shots. And you can even put it onto a wedding album. Use it as an album cover or something like this.